now that I say that, is going to be this sunscreen. It's the Neutrogena. I'm gonna mess this up the whole time. Let's try that again. It's the Neutrogena. I keep putting a Z in there, and I hate myself for it. I do. Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Danielle. For those of you who do not know me, hi, welcome. I'm so glad you stopped by today. Today I'm going to be talking a little bit about the products that I use in my skincare routine. I'm excited because this is my skincare routine before I apply my makeup. Now, one thing I will say about my skin, it is normal to dry because it is colder in Arizona. I wouldn't say it's super cold. I mean, we've had a few days that have been a little cold, but it's not like the most extreme cold ever. But when it gets a little cooler outside here in Arizona, my skin gets really dry. During the summer, it's on the more normal side. Right now, it's a little bit drier. I keep touching my hands to my face. One thing I'm not going to show on camera, but I'm going to talk about it. This is the cleanser I've been using. I've been using it for about 2 weeks now. This is the CeraVe Hydrating Facial Cleanser for normal to dry skin. I like this cleanser because it's very hydrating, and I really need a hydrating cleanser right now. I don't know if this is going to be the cleanser that I'm going to continue using in the summer, but right now I really like it because it's not overly stripping for my skin. It doesn't make my skin feel tight after using it, and I really like that. So I did go ahead and cleanse my face before coming on camera. The next thing that I use is this peptide. It's the Argiline serum from Astrowood Naturals. I really like this because there aren't a lot of ingredients in this, and it's distilled water and then the Argiline peptide, and it breaks it down to the properties of that, vegan hyaluronic acid, and then it talks about kind of the other ingredients that are less than 2%. So I take just a little bit of this in the dropper, and I take a couple of drops, 2 to 3, into my hand, and I kind of rub it, and then I push it in to my skin. I don't touch the dropper to my skin because, well, I don't want to create bacteria that's going to give me more breakouts like this lovely guy right here. I don't need more. I don't need more breakouts. And I'm kind of happy because this is like the only one right now. But I like to put that on my forehead, around my eyes, and a little bit around my mouth. Argiline's good for like the wrinkles that form and things like that. It's a good peptide for that. It kind of brings some bounce back to your skin if you use it on a consistent basis. The next thing I'll go in with is the Wake Up Eye Serum from Good Molecules. I've only been trying this for a little bit. I haven't used that much, if you guys can see, but I really, really do like this serum. So again, I'll get some in the dropper, and I only need a little bit of this for both my eyes, so I'll just put a little bit on my finger, and I will just dab it under and then kind of press it in around my eye. Not going too harsh. Just like that. Then I will go in with the CeraVe Skin Renewing Vitamin C Serum. This is a new one. I've been trying different vitamin C serums and had ran out of one and decided to give this one a go. I just put a little bit on my face like this, and then I just rub it in. I like this one because it's not overly drying, and it has that slight tingling effect that like vitamin C serums give, but it's not too bad. And then I'll put just a little bit on my neck. I try to remember not to neglect my neck, but sometimes I do. I'm bad about that. I'm like, oh gosh, my face, and then don't remember my neck. But so far I like this. I give it a few minutes to kind of like, or like a minute to kind of sink in and just kind of be on there. So it says, developed with dermatologists, this unique formula with 3 essential ceramides, which most is CeraVe or CeraVe. I don't know how you want it, CeraVe, whatever way you want to say it. With 3, they have ceramides in, and 10% pure vitamin C visibly brightens while helping to restore the protective barrier. So this also has This also has hyaluronic acid in it. I do like to use a lot of products that do have hyaluronic acid in it just to kind of help the moisture on my skin. And I like the packaging of this because it doesn't allow any light in, and when you're using a vitamin C product, you want it to be protected from light and air. It will probably change color over time because that's just how vitamin C is. Vitamin C tends to be an ingredient that is not the most stable, so you really want it in some kind of protective packaging where the light can't penetrate. So you're gonna notice that I use a lot of CeraVe, however you want to say it, products because I really do like them. I like how simple they are. I also like how affordable they are. They do have some that are a little more expensive, but this is like one of my favorite moisturizers, and I like to use it under my makeup because it is so thick. This is the CeraVe Moisturizing Cream for normal to dry skin. Now, it's a huge tub. It's gonna last me a while. I don't necessarily like that I have to dip my finger into the tub, but I like this moisturizer. So I take a glob of it, and this is probably more than enough to do my face and my neck. So I do that, and I also use it kind of as my eye cream because I'm not going to buy another product for that step when, if you look at like eye cream ingredients and moisturizing ingredients, they are the same or very, very similar. There might be a few things. I like the eye serum, but I don't feel like I need to add an eye cream on top of that. I also take it towards the back of my neck just to keep everything moisturized and happy. But yeah, I've been using this for a while. My little sister had a tub of it and she kind of let me try it out, and I have really been liking it. I like how moisturized my face feels and just like the overall smoothness of my skin with using it, and it's not super drying. I do give it a couple of minutes to kind of sink in. I don't like to kind of go from product to product to product super quickly because I do want them to have a chance to work and my skin to absorb it. My skin tends to absorb things at different rates depending on what it is. In terms of just this moisturizer, it takes a little bit longer because this moisturizer is very thick. It's a very thick moisturizer, but I like it because it's easy to spread across. And I can already feel on my skin, like if I go to my forehead, it's like absorbed it. My cheeks take a little bit longer. It's just kind of like the areas of my skin that are a lot drier that like suck it in. So once that moisturizer has taken its time to kind of sink in, I go in with the Ordinary 100% plant-derived squalane. This is a very hydrating oil, and I like my skin to be very hydrating. So I will place 3 or 4 drops on, and then I'll rub it in, and then I will just go over my skin, and I do it more in like a pushing motion than like a dragging. And I'll take it down my neck. Now you'll see that this makes my skin very oily looking. This is also one of the steps that I typically go between and I wash my hands because I don't like how it feels on my hands. Sometimes I'll rub it in, but typically I'm like, oh, I get it off my hands. But on my face, I really like it. It's one step that I really like underneath my makeup because it helps everything kind of sit, and it really makes my skin really soft and hydrated. So when I put makeup on top of the skincare, it's nice and smooth instead of it being like you can see all the problem areas of my face. And because my skin's so dry, if I go in with a foundation that is even like a typical even like a dewier foundation, if I go in with that, you tend to see the lines and stuff on my face. But when I've been doing this skin routine, I don't notice it as much. And I give this a little bit of time to kind of sink in and absorb into my skin and make my skin happy. And lately, you know, I've been watching, while we're waiting for this to sink in, I'll kind of let you know, I've been watching a lot of like James Welch, Robert Welch, They're twins. One does makeup, one does skincare, but they both talk about kind of like prepping your skin for makeup and things like that. And I really do think that's important. I've also been watching Hiram. I'm kind of obsessed with his channel. I think I've watched every single video. As I'm aging, you know, and the clock ticks my life away. Yeah, that's a Linkin Park reference. I kind of like to make sure that, you know, I am doing kind of some of those anti-aging things and taking care of my skin, especially working at a preschool and being outside. So the next step in my routine, now that I say that, is going to be this sunscreen. It's the Neutrogena. I'm gonna mess this up the whole time. Let's try that again. It's the Neutrogena. I keep putting a Z in there and I hate myself for it. I do. It is the Neutrogena. Oh, I got it. Sheer Zinc Face Dry Touch Sunscreen. It's a broad spectrum SPF of 50. Now you will notice that this does give my skin a very, very white cast. And I only use this one underneath makeup. I'm planning on wearing makeup that day. And I just kind of like put it everywhere. And yes, it will go down my neck. And I actually apply 2 layers of this. It takes a little bit of time to rub in. See? I'm gonna be ghostly white on camera for a bit. Especially with these lights, it's really gonna make me look like a ghost. Oh, it's fine. My skin will be protected from the sun. I might look ghostly pale. I don't really recommend wearing this sunscreen not underneath makeup because of the white cast it gives. But it's a mineral sunscreen, and as Hiram says, it's good for the reef. It's good for the ocean. Oh yeah, look at me, I'm a ghost. It looks like I haven't rubbed it in, and that's really, really kind of funny because I know it's really rubbed in. And then we are gonna go in with a little bit more just to ensure that there's coverage. I might use a foundation today that does have an SPF in it, but usually they're not enough to protect your skin and get your ears. Gosh. I'm a ghost. It's really not that bad, but it looks really, really funny when I looked over in the viewfinder. I was like, ooh, I'm pale. But yeah, it does give it a little bit of a white cast, just kind of know that. So this is kind of what I do for my skin prior to applying makeup. I really, really overly moisturize it because I do have drier skin right now. Again, my skin type is normal to dry. And so yeah, and I make sure I take it all the way down my neck, towards the back of my neck, on my ears, just to really kind of protect my skin. Well, I do hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that you will give it a like, subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!